Good morning, kindergarten. So today we are going to continue talking about what it means to be a writer. So we talked about a different book last week and we went over what the writer was writing about. So today we are going to continue with the subject about writing. So I just want to remind you really quickly that last week, we talked about things that we could write about, and we said we could write about friends, family, school, vacations, animals, food, pets, and even you can write about the holidays. So today we are going to read a short story, and then we are going to go over your writing activity for today. Okay, so the book we are reading today is called A Squiggly Story, and it is a book written by Andrew Larson and Mike Lowry. You can see there's a little boy and he's scribbling on the wall on the front cover. A Squiggly Story. My sister loves to read big words and little words, page after page, word after word. My sister loves to write big words and little words, page after page, word after word. Sometimes I pretend I can write too. Big letters and little letters. Swirl after swirl, squiggle after squiggle. What are you doing? I asked one day while we're sitting at the kitchen table. I'm writing a story. I wish I could write a story. You can, it's easy. How? I don't know my letters. I do know my letters, but I don't know many words. Well, just write what you know. Every story starts with a single word, and every word starts with a single letter. Why don't you start there with a letter? So I get my crayons and pencils and a pad of paper and I start to write. I start with a single letter and it's an easy letter. I, it's also a word. That's a good beginning. Now what? What's going to happen? How should I know? It's your story. You're the boss. I what? I'm stuck. What happens in my story? I draw a circle. It's a soccer ball. Then I write another letter. I, soccer ball, you. It's you, I say to my sister. I'm playing soccer with you. Great. Where are we playing soccer? Maybe we're playing on the beach, I suggest. We've never played soccer on the beach. So I do a bunch of dots for the sand on the beach. Then I make a bunch of V's, big V's and little V's. Wave after wave in the ocean. Now what? What do you mean? You have a beginning. Now we're in the middle of the story. Something else has to happen so we can get to the end. I'm stuck again. I start doodling. I doodle another V, but this time I doodle it upside down. Oh no! it's a shark. It's getting closer and closer. I am playing soccer with you at the beach. There's a shark. It's getting closer and closer. The next day, I bring my story to school. It's my turn for show and tell. That means I get to sit in Mrs. Singh's chair. Everyone else sits on the carpet ready to listen. Last night, I started to write a story. It's sort of squiggly, but here it goes. Once upon a time, there was a brother and a sister, and they loved to play soccer. One day, they had an idea. They decided to play soccer on the beach. So they went to the beach and played soccer. Then they noticed something coming toward them in the water. It was a shark, a real live shark. It was getting closer and closer, and it was getting bigger and bigger. And that's as far as I got. That's a wonderful, says Mrs. Singh. But what happens next? What about the shark? What about the brother and the sister? I don't know. I'm stuck. Class, does anyone have an idea? Jack waves his hand in the air. I do. Maybe one of them kicks the ball and hits the shark on the head, and then maybe the shark bites the ball with his big pointy teeth. Elia offers another idea. What if the shark's name is Squiggles? What if Squiggles is a vampire shark? What if she invites the brother and sister to ride on her back? And what if they become a vampire family and live forever? Vampires can't swim. Everyone knows that. Of course they can swim. Vampires can do anything. But it's my story, and I don't want vampires in my story. If I was writing a story, I'd have lots of vampires. Then you should write one. But I like yours. That night after dinner, I sit down beside my sister. Her face is buried in a book. I've been thinking about my story all day, and I still don't know how to end it. Remember, you're the author, she says without looking up. You can do whatever you want. So we are going to stop there, and I'm going to talk to you about what your activity is going to be for today. So for today, your activity is going to be that you're going to think about a squiggly story. So we just read the story and we didn't read the ending of this story, and I stopped there for a reason because I want you to finish the story for the boy. So you're going to come up with your own ending to the story. So every story has a beginning, a middle, and then an ending. How does the story end? So you're going to help him to finish the last part of his story. So it ended on that the shark was getting closer and closer and bigger and bigger. So you're going to come up with the ending. So you can illustrate a picture, and you can use your own paper, illustrate a picture, and I want you to write some words on there, and I want you to turn your microphone on, and I want you to read me the ending to the story. So if you cannot write words, remember you can start with the letter. You can talk to me about the pictures that you drew, your illustrations. So I'm really excited to see what endings you came up with. We heard that on the story, some of his classmates said that there could be vampires, and the other students said something different. So this is your ending. So be as creative as you want. If you want to have a mermaid in there, you can do that. If you want to have a rocket ship or an airplane, come up with a very, very creative ending. I can't wait to see what you guys write. Adios.